Good evening, social media, and welcome to the Sports Doctor is in. My name is Larry Abels, and I'm joined by the Sports Doctor himself, Earl Go Rush. Hey, Earl, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great, man. Looking forward to chopping it up with all the hot sports topics, and I'm ready to go.
Well, let's get to chopping. We might as well start with something we were fighting about off screen, and we'll see what our people think about. When I say fighting, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just kind of we were having a good debate. We have a lot of good debates. So this week, I don't know if people saw this, but LeBron James approached Stephen A. Smith during a game, and he was upset about some comments that Stephen A. Smith had made about his son. And to be clear, Stephen A. Smith essentially said what a lot of people have questioned whether or not Bronny James was good for the pros. And Stephen A. Smith essentially said he wasn't ready, and I think he's not alone in that position. But something must have, there might have been a straw that broke the camel's back. And LeBron James approached him during a timeout at courtside and let him know in no uncertain terms, actually probably some very colorful terms, that he didn't appreciate what Stephen A. Smith was saying. So, Earl, is LeBron James out of line? And is Stephen A. Smith merely commented on Bronny's basketball ability? Is he out of line? And Stephen A. Smith also, before I start, acknowledged that it was a father talking to him, not a basketball player.
No, LeBron ain't. No father is wrong for taking up for his son. Period. We don't have to do a whole lot of complicated shit. He told him to keep his name out of his mouth. Keep his son's name out of his mouth. He didn't tweet it. He didn't exit. He didn't Instagram it. He went to him straight up, right in his face, and said, "Keep my son's name out of your mouth." So what's wrong with that? I don't understand why people say something wrong.
Oh, the problem I have with it, LeBron James, seemed to get upset because Stephen A. Smith was commenting about a basketball player. His son's a basketball player.
It don't matter. That don't matter. That's his son. If I had a son, if he didn't kill nobody, and he didn't get nobody pregnant and not take care of the kid, I'm defending him about anything anybody says to him. But that's just me. You're asking me, I'm telling you my question. No,
so I don't necessarily know if he defended his son. He just essentially got. I don't know. I think Bronny's a basketball player. Stephen A. Smith comments on basketball players. He didn't comment on him in a personal manner. And everybody in the league is somebody's son.
Right. So you watch.
He's not supposed to comment on anyone.
I don't think they want you to.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're still having our battle here. Now, in my view, I'm surprised the league didn't find LeBron James because he went to a paying customer sitting at courtside during the timeout and got in his face. Not when the customer hadn't said anything to him.
Wait, I'm gonna play Teddy technical on you now.
Okay.
Stephen A. ain't playing nothing to get in there. He's not a paying customer.
He's sitting at half court.
He's not a paying customer, man. He's not a paying customer.
He's a guest of somebody that he was a guest of a. So he had a ticket.
There's a difference between a guest and a paying customer. There's a difference.
Okay, but I think this difference is inconsequential in this case. He's sitting in the audience, and we have a person that's performing unprovoked at that moment and came over to his face and attacked and got in his face. We normally find people and suspend people for that.
He may not even know when the next time he's gonna see him. He gotta take advantage of that. There he goes right now. Let me go get this straight right now while he's right here. While he's not in LA or Vegas or talking with Molly and Perk, Big Perk and all this. There he is right there. I got something on my mind. I gotta let him know. That's all.
I think that it's improper for him to go to anyone in the crowd, particularly if it's okay when I see people have friendly banter with fans in the stands and stuff like that. I don't have a problem with that. But to go in a hostile manner and really, at that point, that was inappropriate. You can't have players going after people like that. I'm not surprised the league didn't do it because he's LeBron James. But I think if most players had gone over to him and approached him during the timeout, during the game, I think the league would have taken some action.
Well,
And on top of that, LeBron James, he hasn't let his son deal with this. I mean, his son needs to just play better. Stephen A. Smith is hardly the first person that says Bronny's not ready for the pros.
Let me say this, Larry. What you're
Go
saying,
ahead.
what you're saying makes good, I guess, common sense. If you're a respectable person, you should keep that to yourself. But that wasn't what I was asked. I was asked, was Stephen A. wrong? No, he wasn't.
Actually, I think
you can talk about my son like that. And if I was on TNT and Chuck and Shaq, you know, don't put my son, my family in your little Shaq food commercials. Charles, don't say nothing nasty about my son, Shane McKinney. That would be understood with me.
So was it anything wrong with a player? Now, I don't like the Shaq the Fool stuff. I think that really hurts a lot of players' reputations. I think that's a terrible thing. But Stephen A. Smith merely commented on his son's playing ability. He shouldn't be playing in the first quarter. He wasn't ready for the NBA. Now, to make things even more, drive another point home, LeBron had previously tweeted, I'm sitting home watching a basketball game. My son is better than a lot of these guys playing in the league. I think LeBron is putting his son out there, and he's subject to comments. Do you think Stephen A. Smith's the only one that thinks that he's even commented that his son's not ready for the pros?
No, I mean, no one thinks he's ready for the pros.
Well, you better be careful because LeBron probably watches this show, and you might be next on his list.
I mean, I'm not going to be mad at him. I'm not going to be mad at him. Could be talking about his son. I don't want nobody talking about if I had a son, I wouldn't want nobody talking about.
I wouldn't necessarily.
What I want being unrealistic, of course. People are always, that's what they do. That's how they get paid. But expressing their opinions. And no, you don't have to play sports.
No, I think I would if he had said something personal, I probably would approach. Nobody loves their son more than I do. But I think in a situation like that, his son's fair game because everybody, that's what they do on TV is they comment on athletes' game, just like the sports doctor does.
That's right. That's right.
And I don't hear the sports doctor commenting on anyone personally. I hear judging their performance, and I think that's fair game.
Because I don't care what nobody thinks. Stephen. Hey, but when you don't care, just be ready to face repercussions.
If I'm the league, I'm not having people going over to the crowd doing that. I'm disappointed in the league. They needed to deal with that.
Well, they should have got rid of the refs that ref the league 20 years ago. They should have just got a whole new ref system.
Okay, we're on a different subject now.
No, what I'm saying is, my point, I say that to say there are a whole lot of things that the league needs to be.
Let's deal with this incident. I mean, remember we had the Malice in the Palace where things really got out of hand between the players and the and the fans. And normally paying customers, if they cross a line, they get banned, or if they do things. Say certain things, they can get tossed out too for.
Now, these are people. Did you talk? I understand what you're saying, Larry. In real life, these are two people who know each other. Though they are aware of each other. I don't know whether they're friends, but they know each other. You're not gonna let nobody in our neighborhood that we grew up with that's doing a sports conversation talk about your son. You're not gonna do it.
I wouldn't have approached him in that situation. Mike McEady, how you doing?
McEady, what's up, man? See. I had no problem with what Stephen A. said. Okay, he had no problem. See, Mike sees it your way. I had no problem with him telling him, "Don't be talking about my son in front of millions and millions and millions of people."
Son needs to up his game. Hey, let's talk about some of these games because it seems like
before we go on, I wanted to address this, but you beat me to the punch when you said first thing you wanted to address. The first thing I want to address, before I forget about it, so I have some money. Why, excuse my language, why in the hell does anyone care what Aaron Rodgers is going to do? Why in the hell What is Pittsburgh point of trying to hire Aaron Rodgers? What is Pittsburgh trying to do? They're not winning nothing. They're not trying to build a team. What is the point of them trying to hire Aaron Rodgers? That's my first question.
I think they need a quarterback. What do you think? And it's slim pickings out there.
Aaron Rodgers ain't no better than Russell Wilson or Fields at this point in his career. Did you see him against the Jets last year? It's horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah, and his game is not improving either.
So I'm like, if they're really looking at him and it's not a rumor mill or anything, I'm highly disappointed in Pittsburgh.
So what should Pittsburgh do?
I have no idea. Don't hire Aaron Rodgers ain't answering nothing. That's answering.
Okay, but what should they do?
I have no idea. Did Sam Darnold go somewhere? Maybe try to get him.
Sam Darnold signed with Seattle.
Okay.
Justin Fields signed with the Jets.
What Pittsburgh needs to do is get a quarterback because they don't have one. They haven't had one since Roethlisberger should have been let go 7 years ago. They held on to him 3 or 4 years more. What Pittsburgh needs to do is to get a quarterback, a young quarterback, not nobody 43 who might fall down the steps tomorrow. They need a young quarterback.
So they might not be able to get that quarterback this year. They don't draft that high. So
I don't know. But if you need a stop quarterback, there are plenty of guys out there that are better than Aaron Rodgers.
But so name one. That's the thing. Kirk Cousins? It's not many people.
I get Kirk Cousins before I get Aaron Rodgers right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, he's one because Daniel Jones just signed with somebody.
Well, Jones, that's not even.
Oh, Daniel Jones signed with the Colts today.
Yeah. Well, but that shows you. What is Indianapolis? Nothing. You don't know nothing. Yeah.
That's right, Mike.
That's right. Right, but just because you need a quarterback, don't mean you just hire anybody. Aaron Rodgers is done, plain and simple. Anybody think anything different, there's a problem.
Well, I mean, so what Pittsburgh is probably going to be forced to do is find a short-term solution. Not, I don't know who else is out there this year.
You just said.
You like Kirk Cousins better than Aaron Rodgers?
Right now, yeah.
Okay. No, I mean
it's horrible.
I think Kirk Cousins is okay. I mean, it's both of them, and they still have Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson's still out there, so all of them to me seem to be in the same bag.
So why are you gonna pay this?
Well, they're probably not gonna pay him so much.
If two people have, you're a reasonable person. If two people have the same skills, or somewhat near the same skill, this common sense says you're gonna take the younger person over an older person. That's all I'm saying.
But with those three quarterbacks, in my view, if I can't find another quarterback, this is just gonna be a 1 year deal. So I'll try to get the one that I think will play best this year. None of those three, Wilson, Cousins, or Rodgers, seem to be a long-term answer to me. So I'd be looking to sign them for 1 year. I know they may not like that, but I mean that would be my mindset.
Okay.
But I don't know what other option they have.
Man,
can you think of anybody?
Well, the way Aaron Rodgers is playing was played the last 2 years. Hurt, not hurt, bad offensive line or whatever, because Pittsburgh offensive line ain't crap either. You can get anybody to fill in for for the production that you are going to get out of him. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just asking for a name. So Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins. Name? Kirk Cousins.
Okay. And I threw him out there, but to me, he and Rodgers and Kirk Cousins has been banged up too. Russell Wilson, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be one of them, but in any event, 1 year deal.
The problem is you need a very vivid social life, and you can't keep up with everything And I'm just thinking that you didn't really get a chance to see Aaron Rodgers play this year. That's the only reason why we have this conversation. Because I believe if you had got to see him in several games last year, we wouldn't even have this conversation.
Oh, I thought he played a little better toward the end of the year, but I don't like none of the three names that I mentioned. I just don't know who's out there. Kirk Cousins didn't play well toward the end of the year. Now, he said he was hurt, and the Falcons said they didn't know he was hurt. But he said he was hurt.
There are no good backup quarterbacks. There are no.
I agree.
So
you gotta have somebody. You gotta have somebody. I'm responding to your question. You asked me what is Pittsburgh thinking about. I'm thinking about this is a short-term, stopgap measure till they can find a quarterback.
Okay. All right.
They're drafting kind of far down, and I don't think this is that quarterback Richard draft coming out.
Yeah. We spend too much time on this. So
that's a good question, man. I like when you're fired up, man. What else you got?
It's not a good question. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it's ridiculous. Someone signed Aaron Jones. Daniel Jones. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, he signed with the Colts, so he's going to compete with Richardson, I guess.
I don't know. I don't get it. Anyway. All right.
Well, how do you feel about Richardson for the Colts?
I don't feel nothing about it. I've never seen him play. I hear all this and that, this and that, and that. The few times I have seen him play, he looked like a bunch of crap.
Be careful,
man. I don't care what kind of physical. I don't care whose son he is. I don't care about him. He looks horrible. He looks abysmal. So I can see the Colts. See the Colts doing the same thing you talking about. Well, there's no one else, so let's give Daniel Jones some money. Why? Why you signing Daniel Jones? I know you need somebody, but can't you find somebody? And Daniel Jones. I don't understand it, man.
Well, my whole point, I don't think there's any quarterbacks out there.
They're not.
Right. So
no matter who you get.
Okay, but if it doesn't matter who they get, what difference does it make? They're not paying none of these guys a lot of money. Daniel Jones took a significant pay cut.
Time somebody might have a little potential that might could lead your team in the future as well. Give somebody a shot, a chance. Aaron Rodgers is done. He ain't gonna do nothing for you after this year. He's not gonna do nothing for you this year. He probably gonna get hurt the first 4 weeks of the season if he gets picked up by everybody. So he's done, man. He's done.
You think? I'm not arguing for it. Again, I don't like none of the guys, but I was just responding to your question. They got to have somebody back there. Why do you think Kirk Cousins would be a better fit? You think you had that much faith in him?
Yeah, I could get more production out of him than Aaron Rodgers.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sold on him either. But he claimed he was hurt last year, so if he was hurt, maybe that's a.
Yeah, whatever. Don't come out on the field if you're hurt.
Well,
sorry, man.
What else you got, man?
I don't know. You got me upset about
that. You made your own self upset. Why you blaming that on me, man?
No,
I might have started with the LeBron stuff.
Yeah, right? It was just dumb LeBron shit. Nobody. Right. He's being kind of harsh and critical of my son, but I have to be professional. I have to take off my father hat and put on act like a reasonable person hat, and just sit there, ignore it, and don't say anything.
If I'm running the league, he's not going over to anybody in the crowd and doing that kind of stuff. He's getting suspended for that crap. Okay. Mostly anybody else would have been.
So he gets suspended. He'll take the suspension.
They didn't even do anything.
If they did, he'll take it. So what? He's not going to have to talk about his son like that, man. He's making a mockery of his son on TV. Somebody got to speak up, man.
He hasn't said anything different than anybody else has said about his son. He didn't say anything.
But he knows him. He knows him. So he can go up to him and say, this is not right. No, you ain't doing this. That's all.
If he can do that, he can do that away from the arena. He can do that away from the arena. But they don't really talk.
No. You need to get in his face and let him know you're not playing.
Oh, well.
That man sound like
unprofessional. We can't have this in the league.
I understand that.
You can't be approaching our customers.
And I also believe if you were running a league, it'd be a very professional league as well.
Absolutely.
There you have it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
So,
we got next?
Did you see any of the Oklahoma City and Denver games, the 2 games that happened?
I did. I saw both of them.
So one team got blown out Sunday and the other team got blown out Monday.
Oh, did Oklahoma get blown out last night?
Well, they lost double digits. I mean, they both games kind of ended the same way, with one team getting real hot, hitting a bunch of threes down the stretch, and the other team couldn't score.
All right.
I thought both games were competitive till about the last 4 or 5 minutes. I mean, it was going back and forth.
Right. So what were you asking? What I think about?
Yeah, can you tell which team is the strongest?
Oh, yeah, I know which team is the strongest.
Who
Oklahoma.
you go?
Yeah.
You still think Oklahoma is?
Yeah.
I kind of think so too, but that would be an incredible matchup.
Not 7 games.
How many games would it go?
It won't go 7. I can't tell you how many.
You're the sports doctor. You'll let me know later, I'm sure.
I know. That's why I'm not going to come on and say some bull crap that I don't know for sure. All the sports doctors can tell you is that series will not go 7.
Did you see Cleveland and Milwaukee play?
I did.
Sunday night? Does Milwaukee have any chance? I was someone who thought once they got Kuzma that they might have a chance to challenge Cleveland. Didn't look like it Sunday. Is Cleveland just flat out better than Milwaukee?
They are, plus Milwaukee don't have a coach.
Milwaukee what?
They don't have a coach.
Oh, they don't have a coach. That's right. You're not a fan of Doc Rivers.
Not at all. And they're the losers because they don't have a coach.
Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Hey, fellas. I have a coach, man. Man, you give me Dame Dash, Matumbo, and Kuzma.
I mean, Giannis.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Matumbo probably you or whatever.
So they should be losing it like that, man. That's the way.
Giannis was telling Kuzma he needs to just be more aggressive. He thinks Kuzma is trying to be too deferential to him and Dame. So he kind of came out and told Kuzma, just play. Don't worry about it. We'll make it work.
See, Kuzma can have all the physical skills. He's not tight up here, man. Kuzma is tight up here. That's
Well, I think he might be trying to fit in. He
don't have the brains to try to fit in. He's just weird, man. He's just
And
weird.
that's much harsher than what LeBron James said about Bronny. I just want you to know that.
And I bet you whoever I offended with, if they saw me in person, they would say, I see you on your stupid little podcast show with Larry and them. I'll keep my son's name out your mouth. And I'll say, yes, sir.
I think he Giannis really kind of, and it was funny when he said that. I don't think he was trying to bash Kuzma, but he was telling him, just play, man. We'll get our spots, we'll get our points. And sometimes Kuzma, he has been kind of inconsistent. I'm not sure whether he's just an inconsistent player or if he's just trying to fit in.
He's young and fussed, man. You know, when he first was on the team with Lonzo Ball, they were joning on each other and almost got in a fight and stuff like that. He's silly, man. He's young, man. He don't have any brain. It takes more than skills to be a professional basketball player. And some people don't have it. Kuzma don't have it.
Well, he's not that young. He's 29 years old now, so he's been there for a minute.
Well, that makes it even worse. He ain't grown up yet. More than likely, he won't.
So they might face each other in the first round, or well, I don't know, because the Knicks they might catch the Knicks. Milwaukee might catch the Knicks because the Knicks just suffered that injury with Brunson, and that's going to be a big problem for them. Lakers at Boston. Did you see that?
Yep.
Now, unfortunately, LeBron James got hurt. He's going to be out for a couple of weeks.
Doesn't matter.
Even at their best, Boston is better.
The
Even at the Lakers' best, Boston would beat them, huh?
Lakers do not have size. I'll say it every week. I'll say it every week until the basketball season is over. They don't have any big men. I saw New Jersey, non-exaggeration, no exaggeration. They got 8 offensive rebounds consecutively last night.
Oh, last night? Yeah.
Consecutively.
Yeah.
For those who don't know what that means, one right after the other in the same possession down the court. 8.
Yeah, that was
That
bad.
That says it all. You gotta have somebody. I mean, the way they was dunking on them out of the it looked like it was practicing with them, man. The Nets. It looked like practice.
Yeah, I got to think the Lakers are going to fall down while LeBron is out because it seems like they can't play without him. Coach was really upset about that too. He was really getting on his team, even though Doncic did get a triple-double, still wasn't enough.
I don't mean nothing. You can get 10 rebounds, 10 points, and 10 assists. That don't mean nothing. Doncic's still out of shape. He ain't got back in playing shape yet. Back still hurt. There's a whole lot of problems. The Lakers not going too far, man. They don't have no height. That's all. And I don't know why these people getting all excited about it.
But they're a glamour team with some superstars, LeBron James and Doncic. I mean, that's some star power there in the Star City. They're probably almost as famous in Los Angeles as you are, and that's saying a lot.
Well, I'm not famous in Los Angeles. But I know some people. All right, yeah. Yeah, Oklahoma, they have the best team in the NBA.
They look like it, even though Denver played them very well. They have and I got to give Oklahoma and Cleveland, they got a lot of guys that can play on their team. I mean, it's incredible. And, of course, both of them have a superstar, SGA. Oh, my goodness. You think he's going to win the MVP this year?
Why would he not? How could he not?
Well, the guy that beat him out last year is still pretty good. Joker.
Joker is fabulous. He's fantastic. You asked me about the MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They finished 1 and 2 last year, and the Joker won. SGA was number 2.
Jokic got hot before he got kind of real hot the last 2 weeks. He wasn't doing nothing compared to what Shai Gilgeous was doing. Jokic just suddenly got hot. Now they talking about, well, what about now? What do you mean, what about now? What about the whole season? It's not even close. It should not be a doubt in anyone's mind who it is right now.
I think if SGA doesn't get hurt or anything like that, he's got it. If he finishes out the way he's been playing, I would agree with you. I don't think there's any way he shouldn't win it this year. He got 25 points last night, and everybody thought that was kind of a bad game. Okay.
He averaged 33.
Yeah.
You have a bad game. When you don't hit your average, you have a bad game.
Well, I mean, come on now. Your average, you got to be close.
If you don't hit your average, you got a bad game, man. Come on. If you be average, I know how it sounds like you're saying. So
yeah,
if you average 40 average, and he scored 39, he has a bad game. Well, that doesn't make sense. I understand.
No, your average is like sometimes it's a midpoint of what you get. He shot well last night. He didn't shoot a lot last night. He shot a higher percentage than he usually does. He just didn't take as many shots. College basketball, South Carolina and Texas. A couple of weeks ago, Texas beat South Carolina. I'm talking about the women there. You see anything? See that game by the chance?
I do that. Men's basketball ain't even worth talking about. I know you would have brought that shit up.
I just want to make it clear for our audience. Yeah. Well, we might have 1 or 2 games.
Well, our audience is pretty knowledgeable. They know what are you going to talk about in the men's team. SECG got a couple of good teams. But let's get to the point. Let's address the point that you're trying to make.
Yeah. Well, what do you think South Carolina's chances are from winning again this year? It's a lot of talent there, and of course, Texas was one of the teams that beat them a couple of weeks ago. Um, lot of talent there. What do you think? The chances are that South Carolina can win the
Now,
whole thing.
I'm not gonna comment on it. I don't think it's gonna be that well because she's the best women's coach in college basketball. But I still have a problem with her. She won't play my girl. Football.
Wally,
I got a
yeah,
problem with Dawn Staley. She's the best. She's by far the best coach in the college basketball. I got a problem with her. I don't think they're gonna win it. They ain't gonna win it because they're not playing full all the way they're supposed to play. That's what I think about that.
yeah. She seems to play at key moments, but it seems like she could get more time than she
She's a
does.
starter, Larry. She's a starter on
Yeah,
anybody's team.
yeah. Yeah, I don't. I'm not quite sure why. I don't follow that either. Because she could definitely ball.
So,
And you go ahead.
so what would you want LeBron to do? I'm back on that. You just don't want him to say nothing or do anything. What would you do? No, I'm
And
not
that's
asking
just
you because you're too reasonable. But what would you want LeBron to do?
Lives in Columbia, South Carolina, so she's a big Gamecock fan. Um, no, in that situation, I don't think LeBron should have done anything.
Okay, that's all I want to know. That's all I just
Talk
asked.
as long as he talks about his basketball ability, that's what Stephen A. Smith does.
Okay. All right.
I don't think he was rude or unfair or anything like that. He gave his opinion.
Okay, let's get back to what we were talking about. You still spend too much time on that stupid subject. And Pittsburgh. I wasted half the show talking about
Yeah, that's all
Pittsburgh.
right. People want to see your spirit, man. I even want to see it. It makes me feel good, man. The enthusiasm is just off the chain.
What was
So
that?
South Carolina, Phyllis thinks South Carolina can win it all. Do you think you don't think so because you the way Dawn
She ain't
uses
playing
her
football. That's why.
okay.
I don't think they can win.
The way Connecticut did to them when they in South Carolina, that was kind of rough. It's kind of hard.
Exactly.
It's kind of hard to overlook Connecticut. And
Yeah.
finally, UCLA finally beat USC last week. You think that's just a one-off? The lower averages caught up with USC, or do you think
I think
USC
it was
will
a one-off.
say that again?
I think it was a one-off. They play again.
Okay.
My girl will take care of them. And while we're talking about the women, and I'm not trying to get into anything because this is a sports show. And we're talking about sports. Juju is killing it. She scored more points in the first 2 years than Jay Clark. I ain't heard nothing about none of this. I don't understand why. I don't understand no one's talking about Juju.
I hear a lot of people talking about her. I mean, not to the extent she's not getting the media coverage that Caitlin Clark got, but I think most people think she's the best college basketball player right now.
Well, okay. All right, let's move on. Get sticky here. Let's move on. What's next? I ain't trying to stop. I don't like to answer the questions. I don't like to answer questions that I already know the answers to.
Okay. Alabama and Auburn played this week on Saturday. The men we're talking about now, and I know you saw some of that game. I think Auburn has the best chance of winning the whole thing, but they've lost 2 in a row now. How do you feel about Auburn versus the rest of the SEC?
I think Auburn is what they is. Are they number one now? They were until they lost.
But they probably, I don't know when the new poll came out. They're probably not number one now.
I don't know who would be.
Oh, I would tell you it's going to be number one. It's going to be Duke.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, Auburn's the number one team in the country. And I think
Auburn is number 3 now.
Yeah. Well,
Duke is number 1. Houston's number 2.
Yeah, what I'm saying is Auburn's the number one team in the country. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yep. And Houston is good as well. But
Yeah, Houston has won 10 games in a row, so they're definitely on a roll.
Auburn has the talent. Sometimes they play a little wacko though. Calm down, but Auburn's the best team in the country to me. And another thing, okay, we're still on ladies basketball. I'll wait till we get to that. If we get to that,
We can go to anything you want, man. That's all I had to say about it. What's another thing?
I'm hearing craziness. About Indiana Who's is going to the tournament. I'm at a loss here.
I haven't heard that.
That's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing since they beat Ohio State that this past weekend, that puts them in the running for the tournament.
Well, neither one of them are in the top 25, but it's a 68 team field, so I guess they may have a chance to get there.
Wow.
I haven't. It'll be interesting. So if they get in, they probably won't be there that long anyway. I mean, I think they haven't been that consistent.
Well, see, this is the kind of stuff that I'm tired of with NCAA, with these crazy rankings and all this bull crap, man. Come on, man. They got about 10 teams coming to the tournament from Big Ten. That's ridiculous. They should have over 3 teams in that league. If that is. Not because I have a disdain for the Big Ten conference for all sports, not just basketball, pro. I'm just saying in general. They're not that good. No team in the Big Ten is that good at basketball this year.
I'm seeing 5 of them ranked in the top 25. 6 of them in the top 25.
Okay, name them.
Number 7 is Michigan State. Number 11 is Maryland. Number 18, and this is the top 25. Number 18 is Wisconsin. Number 20 is Purdue.
Yeah.
Number 22 is Michigan, and number 23 is Oregon, and number 24 is Illinois. So wait a minute, I might have 7. 1, 2. Oh, Purdue. Gosh, no, okay.
All those teams.
I missed a couple of. So they got about 7 of them in the top 25. So
there you go. It's ridiculous. Why though? Why?
I don't know, but if some people think they're in the top 25 in the country, they probably will make the. Let me go again. Illinois, Oregon, Michigan, Purdue, Wisconsin. That's 5. Maryland and Michigan State. Yeah, that's 7 of them.
Now, you already know none of those teams are going too far to tournament. So why?
It's about money, man. The big schools, they dominate.
Oh, okay.
The big power conferences.
Okay.
So I'm thinking the SEC probably has about 7 of them in the top 25 too.
Yeah, Auburn will beat Duke. Phyllis. He says Auburn will probably win over Duke. Yeah, they are. Because Cooper Flag ain't having no spectacular day that day against Auburn.
So you're not a Cooper Flag fan, huh?
No, he doesn't want me over. He'll have to want me over to where they're talking about him like, oh my God, I'm still waiting to see what I'm looking for. But he's good. I'm not going to sit here. I don't have any integrity if I say the guy can't play. God damn. He can play.
And we all know you have integrity. Okay, I got it.
He can't play like when they talk about him. Man, they talking about this play like he Larry Bird or somebody. Man, he ain't all that, man. He's not all that. But he
You think he'll be the number 1 player in the draft? Or let me put it another way. Do you know of anybody that's more deserving? Not saying that he is. I'm just trying to think of
I pick him Broom or whatever if I pick Cooper Flag.
The left-handed guy?
Yes. Even then he's inconsistent. He's very inconsistent. Cooper Flag, yes, Cooper Flag, because of various reasons that we don't need to get into. To answer your question, yes, Cooper Flag will be the number one pick coming out.
Well, I've heard some other people. I've heard Rutgers got a couple of players. One is Ron Harper's son.
For various reasons that we don't need to go into.
Okay.
Cooper Flag will be the number one pick. The other players you named.
I'm just talking about that's what some of the pro scouts are talking about. That he might fall to number 2 or 3. And I've only seen Rutgers play one time, and the guy that they were really talking about, he was sick today that I saw him play. Ron Harper's son is pretty good as well there too, but they have a big guy.
Neither one of them outshadow Cooper Flag that much for them to get picked over here.
Well, it might depends on what the team needs to. Is Cooper more like
all organizations, Larry?
You think so?
All organizations need money.
All right.
So there we go.
So, back
Cooper
to the
Flag is
NFL.
more valuable than anybody coming out of the college right now. Than anybody coming out of college.
We'll see. Talking about go back to the NFL. What did you think of Myles Garrett's move, saying he wanted to be traded? Then he gets $120 million, $123 million guaranteed. Decided Cleveland was okay. Do you think he ever really wanted out of Cleveland, or do you think that was a negotiation tactic?
He wanted out of Cleveland. He didn't have to say he wanted out of Cleveland to negotiate. They're going to pay him whatever he wanted anyway.
You know what was interesting? What's the guy in Oakland? Not Oakland, gosh. The Raiders defensive end a couple of days before set a record for the highest non-QB salary. Then Myles Garrett's salary is even more than his, so now he's the highest paid non-QB.
Yeah.
Whatever. So you thought he really wanted out of there? I thought money. I thought he really wanted to get paid.
Again, I'm not trying to alienate anybody, and I have some good acquaintances from the area. But who wants to be in Cleveland?
Apparently, Myles Garrett does. $123 million guaranteed, plus more, potentially more.
I can hang out in the flatlands for 3 years with that kind of money.
Just call it the flats, man. Call it the flats.
No, whatever.
Well, obviously, you've been there.
I ain't been there.
What about, you haven't been to the flats?
I think I was there once. But
Okay. I've been there a few times.
I am not a big Midwest person in general.
Okay. That's Cleveland's Midwest, yeah. Well, I like Chicago out there, so I'll tell you that. But back to football. What about DK Metcalf going to the Steelers? Of course, we don't know who's going to throw the ball to him. Good move for Pittsburgh.
I think it's a good move. They needed someone to compliment the other boy, the other little
Pickett.
Yeah. And if he's healthy, yes, it was a good move to answer the question. It may be one of the top 5 dynamic wide receiver duos right now. I don't know. Got to find out.
So we don't know who's going to throw the ball to him.
Right. I'm just going by eye tests and skills and stuff. Those two are to be reckoned with.
No, you're right. They probably can match up against anybody. What about Geno Smith going to the Raiders? Geno Smith had a decent year last year.
I feel bad for young Charles Snowden. Chuck's son who played with him because I thought they were trying to do some things. They're not. What are you trying to do when you get Geno Smith? You ain't trying to do nothing. What are you trying to do? What stopgap a game, just like Farr. Just like
I think they gave him like a 3-year deal. So
that makes it even worse.
He's not a stopgap.
He's not looking at him as a stopgap. It's horrible.
I know you didn't like him, but you got to admit he played pretty well last year.
Geno Smith is horrible. I'm not trying to defend his mom. I ain't trying to defend his dad. I ain't trying to defend him. He's horrible. That's David's boy, anyway.
Oh man. Hey man, that's all I got, man. You got anything?
I ain't got nothing, man. You got me all upset.
But then my mission has been accomplished, man.
Yeah, that's all.
People all over the world tell me they like that other guy, the Go-Go Earl Rush guy, and because he might say anything. So
Yeah,
that's my goal from now on is to get you to say something.
Larry, it was great. I had fun. You put a smile on my face with it. I just needed it very much so. I had a great time. Thank you for hanging out with me today.
It's always good, my brother.
Yeah.
And we'll do it again soon. Now we probably won't have a show next week. Because I have another commitment that I'm not going to be able to make it. But if not, if so, we'll reach out to you guys and put it on Facebook and all the regular things. If not, we'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Right. Okay.
Take care, everybody.
All right. Okay, Larry. I'll talk to you.